Hey, quiet on the set. Quiet on the set. What's up, YouTubey? Hey, I'm here with Jordan today. Right?
Yes.
I got it. I keep calling him Jason, man. I feel really bad about it. Anyhow, we want to show you guys his, it's called a box trailer, right?
It's a cargo trailer.
Cargo trailer. Yeah, so we're here at the school bus event, but this is really cool. So we want to share it with you guys. So we're going to do a little walk around the outside and then we'll go on the inside. So
sounds good.
Well, back here, I know a little bit about the story of the mini split.
Right.
The mini split is work in progress.
It's a work in progress, and it's a very unique situation because our tongue weight was too heavy to put it on the tongue. We're under what we need to be, but putting it on the tongue would make it a little harder for the weight. So we put it on the back. Your guys' is on the back, but we have a ramp door that we need to fold down.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to lose that functionality because it turns into a deck. So we're doing something pretty unique with it. It's not hooked up completely yet, but we have automotive Teflon stainless steel hose that allows it to pivot. And you don't usually want to move the compressor, but bring it up this rack, put it on hinges, pivots out of the way so that the ramp door can open up.
Sweet.
We're gonna run the line set over here and up a channel, a protected channel on the side that we have the material for. You can see the line set up on the roof right now. It's just up there with zip ties at the moment.
Okay, and so what's the venting over here?
Rooftop, the little PVC is composting, and then a flue for the stove. And then the one right here is fresh air intake for the wood stove. So just put that in. We haven't used it with that yet. And then fresh water, and then power hookup.
Shore power in.
And city water hookup. And then this is just a little access hatch that we put in for access to dumping the gray water tank and some of the other points of dumping some water if we need to clean out the hot water tank or something.
Sweet.
And that's most of what's on the outside.
But didn't you say that you had this trailer made a little bit taller than the standard trailer would have been?
We ordered it 2 feet taller than normal. Normally they're 6.5 feet tall. This is 8.5. And there's some things on the inside that we wanted that needed to be higher for that. So that's what we ordered it that way. We couldn't find them used that tall, so we had to special order it. All aluminum trailer, so we shouldn't have to worry about rust.
Your highest
the highest point is 11 foot 3 inches.
Sweet, that's really nice. And you got solar up there?
We got 8 230 watt solar panels on the roof. Takes up most of the roof, but there is a couple empty spots left that we haven't climbed up there and sat down yet. But we could. It's not a deck or anything, but
right,
we could get up there and sit on it.
All right, cool. Let's go see inside.
Got another freshwater hookup here. We have 2 tanks in there and found that if you fill one, the pipe was too small to fill the other. It would take hours to fill, so we added another freshwater intake so we can just fill one side and then come around and fill the other side. Hi guys.
There's the water dogs. These are German Shepherds, but they should be Labradors because one of them loves the water.
Yep, loves to swim.
So you guys are all set up. You know, you could, if you know you can handle 2 dogs, you can handle 4 kids.
I'll take the 2 dogs.
Gotcha.
I'll take 4 dogs.
There we go.
All right.
Is that pretty much, I mean, what's the rundown on all those?
Top one is sink and now the shower. We were doing a different shower setup, which was the center one, but we've changed that up. We haven't got our hot water heater running yet, but the middle one is the pump for the hot water heater. The hot water heater is a recirculating system. It never actually uses the hot water. It just goes through a heat sink and heat exchanger and heats up the water that you're using, but doesn't deplete the hot water in the tank itself. So, and then one of these was going to be the UV light for the recirculating shower that we're not doing anymore. And the other one is to turn on the heating elements in the hot water tank.
Oh, nice, nice. So,
and all of our electrical, we've got 110, we've got your standard type house light switches, but it's running 12-volt stuff, so it's not the little switches. They're full size, but just running the
oh, you just
lights.
put in standard 110 switches, but they work fine because
they work
they're way over
right
for 12
They don't
volt.
have any issue with the voltage or anything. And one of these is for these lights, one's for the outdoor lights, one is for under here that we never hooked up. Still want to, haven't. Get some lights under for when you're cooking. So a lot of what we have in here is reclaimed wood. A lot of it's like fence posts that we got, like a whole fence slats from somebody. Our counters, our door and the counter that way is all barn wood that we got really cheap. And then we were able to cut it to shape, and we did the Shusugi bond, Japanese stuff where you burn it. And then
This cooktop is induction.
Cooktop's induction.
And there's the burnt countertops. They look even better in person, I can tell you.
Yeah, they're really cool, but they're a little hard to clean because it's still grain. It's not a sealed surface, but they are sealed inside, so they are waterproof. But they definitely a little difficult to clean up. So
Yeah, you're not happy with the cleanup.
the cleanup's kind of a pain. We're considering sealing them, but I don't want to lose that texture, that grain on there. So.
And a nice sink with the movable strainer.
Yeah, movable thing on there, and then we do cast iron stuff with the induction. It's a little heavy, but we like it.
I didn't know that was possible.
Right?
And then let me swing over here and back this way. Then bottom
pretty
is
decent sized fridge. It's a 4.1 or 4.2 cubic foot fridge, and then we have a 5.1 cubic foot freezer. And you don't see that very often because...
And he walks around handing out popsicles to people.
Right?
So I can say, I want a popsicle if you see him.
It gives us the opportunity to do stuff like that on really hot days. But we actually feed our dogs a raw meat diet. So we need to be able to store raw meat for long periods of time. We can do 47 days worth of meat in there for 2 German Shepherds. It's like 230 pounds of meat.
Wow.
So, and then it's on rollers. Throw it out and pop it open, and
wow.
And then it straps in there, straps to the wall, so that it doesn't move around.
That's nice.
It works out pretty nice.
Right, so we got under sink here,
Yep,
pull out drawers.
Door storage, drawers. There's actually storage under the floor because we raised the floor in this section. We don't find we use it usually because we have more storage than we need, which is uncommon.
It's way nicer to have more than you need than not enough.
Most of this is food up here. Got a lot of individual plastic containers to keep you open the door and don't have stuff
you learned that one.
We broke this only a couple weeks in from something falling out, so we
that's the hard lesson, isn't it?
Right.
You learn.
I'm glad it was on the edge because it could have been right in the center. So.
Yeah, that's amazing that it didn't take out the whole thing.
A little coat rack.
Let me swing over this way. Flip back, looking this way. See what that wide angle looks good there. Sweet.
Good.
So there's the head for the mini split. So he's got that all the way over to the back corner, but just waiting for the final hookup.
Goes through there and out the ceiling, and then stays outside the rest of the way. And this is the only place in the whole trailer it would fit.
Is that how many BTUs is that?
9,000 BTU.
Dude, that's gonna cool this place.
Right. I was hoping to get like a 6, but you could only find one, and they were significantly more expensive than other brands. 9,000. So that's what we ended up with. And I'd rather it was pointed so that it would shoot the air down here, but it's only 150 square feet, so it should work. They made for like 400 square feet, so
it's gonna be super.
It should work pretty well.
Super nice. All right.
Then we have our bathroom here. It's a 32 by 32 shower pan. So we have a composting toilet that we made ourselves, and we didn't want to waste the space with flooring that you never use for anything when you're not actually in the bathroom. So your feet go in the shower pan when you're using it. So it takes up
and you
as
got
little space as you can without being a wet bath.
Right, and you got a little board down there for your feet.
Yep, we actually just did that. We intended to do a false floor in it and didn't, and I got tired of having my feet hang, so we put that in.
Nice.
And then the door, we're really one of our favorite pieces is the same wood that we did the counters with. Burned it, screwed it all together.
What was the wood raw? What Do you know what it was? Was it fir or?
I don't know what kind of wood it was. It was a newer barn, and it was all painted kind of a brick red. And we got it for $1 a board, and the boards were 14 feet long.
Wow.
Usually you're paying a board foot, and usually you're paying like $5, $6 a board foot.
Yeah, for sure.
So
wow.
We bought 25 of them and did the 3 different things with them. So it was really nice.
Wow.
So we have exposed copper on this. Kind of a little unique design for the way that it's ran. We figured why hide it? Let's just make it look cool. And
oh yeah, it's kind of cool. You got places for your little scrunchies to hang, and it's fun. I love that kind of steampunk look.
Tuck the curtain behind it, and
yeah. It's not clear in the video, but this curtain swings right around.
Blocks off the toilet, so it's not a wet bath.
So the toilet's not getting showered.
Right, and it's wood, so that's good that it doesn't get showered. And then the door we lock with pins up here. Otherwise, it would come off the track, and we'd end up with it in the middle of the space, and that wouldn't be any good. So.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's nice. And you got a Maxx air fan up here in the ceiling.
Maxx air fan. We had a little trouble with it at first. They sent us a new circuit board for it, and it's been good ever since. So.
Oh, you got a washing machine in here.
We do have a little washing machine in here. We kind of need it to be hooked up to use it. The gray water tank we have is a 30-gallon, and to do one large load with this, it uses 15 gallons for the whole process. So very quickly we run out of gray water. So if we're hooked up, we'll run laundry. We haven't done a laundromat yet, so it's worked out. And then we have our tool storage for a few. You
haven't? Wait a minute. Let's back up. You haven't done a laundromat yet?
Not yet. We've been on the road 10 months.
And no laundry. Well, and that's why you're smiling, right?
I haven't had to sit in a laundromat.
Bucket, so.
She's done it in a bucket, though.
Yeah, we've done a bucket once or twice, just to save some water, but usually when the dogs make a mess on something and we really got to clean it right away, kind of thing.
Right.
Then we have a charging station and batteries sit. I 3D printed some things that hold the batteries. They're basically the bottom of the tool.
Oh, cool.
And it just latches in there. And then the drills are on the reverse. It's basically the inside of the battery. And they just snap on there. And they just live on there and don't fall off.
That's really awesome.
Well. It's pretty sweet. It's a really nice way to get quick access, but have them secure. And then just some storage. This is dog stuff, dog camping mostly. These are all of our quilts or our bed quilt. These are hammock quilt stuff.
You bagged them up just to keep them clean?
Yep. Keep them clean, but let them fluff up so they don't get compressed. This is just kind of random storage. These are our clothes and these 6 cloth under.
Wow, you guys really pieced this all together. It's so compartmentalized.
There's a few spots, like this one is like stacked because we didn't know what was going in it, but stuff like that, we knew what we were putting in there, so we were able to make them really.
And those cloth baskets are really space efficient too.
Right.
You don't waste the room for them to slide and 3/4 of a board, and which is 1.5 inches when you add the other side. And
then this is kind of similar with that. These are our camping bins. We each have one, and then we have a communal one in here. And aside from backpacks, this is all of our camping gear we need with these guys to go backpacking for multi-days and stuff. So we've really got that down to a science.
Wow, and that's really, I never know, that's fabric panels. That's cool.
Yep.
That's super lightweight.
Very light.
And breathable too, huh?
Breathable, and that was just painter's canvas, and because nothing's flying at it, if something leans against it, it'll hold it in. It doesn't have enough impact, enough momentum to knock it out. So, So the kitchen is kind of separated from the living room by the hallway and then the step down, so it makes you feel like there's 2 different rooms. The step down is a double height step. At some point I'm going to put a step in the middle, so you have to step down a 2 stair, but it's the same height as 2 steps of your standard house size stairs. This is our living room / bedroom, and this is our work counter for our business. This is a Cnc milling machine that I designed and built, and we were able to have room to bring it with us. I've got some tools that go with it that usually live under the bed or under the couch. And inside of here we have a 3D printer. It's pretty good size. We've used it a handful of times here.
He didn't tell me you had a 3D print. He told me about the CNC mill, But 3D printer, that's how you printed the drill bases.
So I printed those, and I printed something to hang a table in the bedroom. Printed these little guys to hang our curtains.
Oh, sweet.
I think I printed a couple other things, but mostly print utility stuff. Haven't done, like, you can print little toys for kids and stuff, and I'll let you do that with your tops and stuff. It's quicker. It's a lot quicker to do that than to print them. So that's that. We've got a couple things of filament for that, and then we've actually got, the mill takes up quite a bit of weight. The mill itself is 80 pounds, and then all the tooling for it is heavy steel stuff.
Yeah, I know that gig. I see all those collets and stuff down there in the toolbox.
All the end mills, all the drill bits, the vices. Like there's quite a bit going on with it.
Yeah, but you need it for your business.
It makes it easy to be able to prototype stuff if you can make it yourself and not have to find somebody to handle that. You can make it and go, hey, that needs tweaked, and then fix it instead of have to pay someone to fix it. So this is our couch. It can turn into a bed, but it is not where we sleep. It is a 3-way sectional. Each section pulls out, and you can get different shapes, do L's on either side. You can do U. We've had 4 people sitting at this. You can certainly sit more. Your legs end up taking up space, kind of a thing. But we do a Lagoon Table on there. It turns into a full-size bed.
What's a Lagoon Table?
It's the arm, your articulating arm that goes on there that you can swing the table around and stuff.
Gotcha.
That lives in the closet there. But this lets us do different setups. If we're want to sit with the wood stove, we can make an L over here and sit and face that direction and get the ambiance from the wood stove, or turn it into a bed. We've actually slept 5 people in here with the 2 German Shepherds.
On purpose?
On purpose. So we slept in our bed, 2 people slept on here, and 1 person actually slept underneath of here with their heads sticking out right here.
So here's the one I've been waiting for. Show us the...
So our bed is this. This is the reason the trailer is taller. And because the trailer is taller, we made the floor raised there so we can get storage into there as well. So this is an elevator bed. And it's a unique system that sits on...
Holy crap, I thought you were going to have to pull some winch motor or something.
Right? There's no batteries, no winches, no electronics, anything like that. It's all on constant force springs. Kind of think of like a tape measure. You pull a tape measure out, it goes back in. This sits on some...
Okay.
You can see the cord right there. Those will hold like 1,100 pounds each, and there's 4 of them. And that's actually what's suspending it and what extends out with the springs. And the springs are coils, pairs of coils in each corner. And they work like a tape measure. As you pull the string or pull the bed down, the coil extends out.
Is it going to clear? So does the mill get to stay there and this is down?
So right now that's how we've been doing it because we don't want to put the mill away. The bed lands on these, and these can be moved in any position that we want on these. And because the mill's there, that's the height that we're at right now. So it'll land on those, and that's actually what takes up the weight of it.
Holy crap, dude, that is freaking cool.
I'm pretty excited with it. It works out really well. And it just lands on those.
And this is easier to put up and down than my Murphy bed is.
Right?
Seriously, I'm like, wow, that is so cool. Oh, you just snapped it in?
Yep. The whole thing just...
he's hanging in the air.
So we bring it down to travel with it and lock it down. So
and then the dogs, the dogs are in the back of the pickup, huh?
And it doesn't come down far enough. It can only come down as far as the counter, and so it ends up being about this high when it's all the way down. But we can put it in any position that we want.
Dude, that is, how did you... He's like an engineer type guy, people, so...
You can sit under it. So when we had 5 people in here, we would have it about this height, so they would have room down below, and we could climb up on top. We usually have it lower, because it's harder to climb in the higher it is.
So you're basically using it as a you got people down here and people up there. Yep. That's cool.
Right. I tend to be a night owl and Megan gets up earlier. And so if that's the case, she can be in bed and I can be down here working on a computer or watching something, or I'll be sleeping and she'll wake up and come down here and hang out, get some breakfast or something.
That kind of basically makes this like 8 feet longer. Or...
Right. Instead of having the bed occupy the space all the time, it disappears when you don't need it. Gives you a separate room in a way. So
that is cool.
The springs are a little on the light side, so it's a little heavy to lift up. It's not bad. One person can easily move it up and down themselves, and you do have to go back and forth a little.
Wow.
But you don't have to create the bed. You just push it up, and it'll just stay up there.
That is sweet.
So I haven't seen one like this before. I've seen a lot of other variations. I saw one guy did the garage door springs. And
yeah.
It's really easy to move, but they're big and heavy.
Yeah, and I've seen them have a winch.
Right.
And multiple shivs around and stuff.
A lot of those are slow.
Wow, dude, this is sweet. So. That is awesome. I can't believe that.
It makes it so we have, like you said, a whole nother space. Like it's like this is longer, but isn't. We'll have the toe longer. So since we've got this raised floor, we figured we'd throw some storage in it. We've got our water tanks under both of these, and then a gray water tanks under the shower. And then we have storage up front that we rarely use because it's hard to get to. But these guys are 8-foot-long drawers.
Shelly's gonna hate it because I just turned the camera, but oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's another surprise. I thought those went back in maybe 24 inches.
Right? They're 8 feet long, and I was gonna go longer, but I can only get 8-foot plywood, so. But it makes it so I can easily get stuff back here without having to unpack anything.
That's
pull it out, and they fit just inside this space. You can get them out far enough.
That is super innovative, dude.
It's just a hardwood plywood, and the runners that it sits on are just these hardwood furring strips.
There's no mechanism there?
There's no mechanism at all. So it's hardwood on hardwood, and we had it just that, and I actually climbed in it
and
because you could fit in them, and had Megan try to move me just to load it up, and it was kind of a struggle. So we found
maybe she just wasn't ready to see you again that day.
Maybe. Lock me in for the night.
You can spend the night in there. You need a timeout.
So we actually found Johnson's paste wax is used frequently in woodwork stuff. And
yep.
So we flipped the drawer over, waxed the 3 spots, and now it's, you could put 200, 300 pounds in there and just
yeah, that's like that's the oldest thing ever, man. That's been going on with carpentry forever, but most people don't even know what paste wax is anymore.
It just made it so easy to do.
We skipped the neat little fireplace too.
We did skip the wood stove. It's actually kind of our favorite piece, and we decided we were going to build this, and it was the very first thing we bought. We didn't have anything else purchased. We didn't know what we were going to build it in. We weren't sure if we were going to do a bus or a trailer or whatever, but we were like, we're going to have a wood stove, so we bought it.
Yeah, and he's got corrugated galvanized metal there with standoffs on it for the heat shield. And I love this part. Most people, I don't think, consider this. He's got fresh air. That's the fresh air intake he was showing us on the outside.
So it pulls air in from outside, and
most people don't
have.
Or I shouldn't say. In my experience, I haven't seen a lot of people do the.
Right.
They just take the air from the cabin and.
Right. Right, and then you got to make sure that you've got some leaks in the cabin so that you get some fresh air back in here.
Yeah. Wow. So this is the dwarf stoves.
They're
we're not sponsored, people. We're not.
Those are 3 times as heavy as the cubic minis, but they have more functionality. And like you can cook on them because the flue can go out the back,
and you could change the flue. Could the flue have come out? Is that what this is about?
The flue could come out the top, and we decided to make it go out the back so we could throw our cast iron on it. And
he's got a nice clean exit up there.
It was straighter than that, and because it's our high point, we hit a branch with it, and it bent it out some, and I haven't been able to get it as straight again. So
gives it character,
right?
Wow, I already saw this, you guys, but I just wasn't paying super close attention. My goodness,
there's always more to see.
A lot of innovation here. Okay, are we gonna do the big door now?
Yeah, we can do the big door. I gotta unlock it from the outside.
He's got to go unlock it. I've been waiting to see this part. This is with the cargo trailer. This is one of my favorite things. You know, it's going to take the back end of this thing and open it up to nature.
Megan's going to open it up while we're in here. I want to put some latches on the inside so that we can have it ready to be opened and then open it from the inside.
Oh, so yeah.
So we don't have to go out there to do it. We can just wake up in the morning and unlatch it and push it open.
Right, that'd be cool for egress too, if you ever had an emergency.
It would be a giant opening to get out of.
But you already have
the big windows,
egress on both sides.
We have enough egress. I'm not concerned about it, but more wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, why not? But you're young enough you could dive out that window still.
We ready?
We're ready. Hello, Mother Nature.
One of our favorite things with this setup. We were thinking of going with the barn doors or whatever, but this gives us a deck. So we can open up the whole space, and now, you know, one wall is gone and you're out here in nature basically, and we have a deck that is floating. It's not supported on legs, it's supported by these Dyneema cords that can hold 7,000 pounds apiece. So the cable is what lowers the door easily. That's what you see on ramp doors typically. And I didn't want to do feet under it because we're always moving and the terrain is always a different height. And sometimes we want to hang it out over something.
Yeah.
So I wanted it to float like this. So we have these Dyneema cordage. This little cordage will hold 7,000 pounds on both sides. So our weak point is probably this aluminum bracket that's welded on here. But that makes it so it can hang out here. It's adjustable in case we want to turn it into a ramp, or if we have some leveling issues, we can level this, and it makes it so that we can just hang out over something. What I really want to do is hanging out over like a lake or something.
I know, we're back up to a creek.
Right, and open it up and get in the water, dive off into the water or something. That's what I really like.
That would be awesome.
It'd be a good time. And you couldn't do that if you had feet, so I wanted to suspend it.
Awesome. Wow. So this was super awesome. Thank you so much for sharing it. So what's your YouTube info?
So we are the Perpetual Adventure Machine. For Instagram, it's Perpetual_adventure_machine.
So we're going to end it here, guys.
All right.
Thank you for the tour.
You're welcome.
I'm loving it. So happy to have met you guys, and hopefully our paths will cross again.
I think they will.
Okay. Take care and thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, do a little dance, make a little love. Shelley said Megan wasn't on here enough.
We gotta get Megan on here,
But
my girl, man.
Anyhow, we met these guys here at Skooliepalooza, and we just had
awesome. We love them.
we had a super awesome time. We went swimming yesterday.
We've been talking to them.
We searched out a hot springs together. So, okay.
Okay, love you guys.
Bye.